Welcome to a little tea time. Y'all ready? Welcome to a little tea time. Okay. Welcome to a little tea time. Who listen? Welcome to a little tea time. All right. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little. Welcome to a little tea time. Welcome to a little tea time. All right. Hey, y'all. It is I, Jerrick, aka Jerry C, your favorite published author's favorite published author, and your host of A Little Tea Time. Get that out of my mouth. Now, as y'all see, I am not in my studio today. I am coming to y'all live from Abby's Bistro upstairs in the Robinson Film Center. And today I have the honor and privilege to chat with the executive director of said theater here, Mr. Wendell Riley. Wendell, welcome to A Little Tea Time.
What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's great to have you in.
It's great to be here. Thank you for this.
Today.
Yeah.
So, because this week started Dr. Martin Luther King Day, MLK Day, I wanted to lead with that question first. What does MLK mean to you?
You know,
obviously, as most people.
Sorry, do I need to say everything over again?
No. We're going to keep it going. Because this mic is actually... So, I'm going to give you that one.
All right.
And we're just going to... I can speak loud. So
okay. All right. Okay.
But we're going to just keep moving in.
Yeah. I'll just keep this closer. Yeah. Okay.
So what inspired you to develop your idea to be the executive director?
Well, this was one of those things where they actually approached me about the possibility of taking on the role, and again, the idea of running an art house movie theater was pretty compelling because I love cinema, I love film. Even growing up in Trinidad, I watched movies since I can remember, and so I watched a lot of American films. I'm a big horror fan. So I grew up watching stuff like A Nightmare on Elm Street and Hellraiser and different things like that. So again, knowing how much RFC does for the community in terms of education and the outreach that they do here and the kinds of films that they show, bringing a lot of film industry professionals to the Robinson, and I know you've been a part of some of the festivals that we do.
Many years.
Yeah, and so it's really special when you see people come and they almost have like a spiritual awakening.
Yes.
Because film can do that, right? Film can unlock things like that. So that really was the driver, and I've had a blast from day one.
I like that because you actually are very involved in a lot of the filming projects that go on here, a lot of the filming events that take place here. I've been privileged to sit in on a lot of events that you've been hosting lately, and we'll be talking about another one of those a little bit into your interview. But how did you decide when to establish your brand within the Robinson Film Center?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, a lot of the work when they first approached me about coming on, I had a meeting with some of the board members here, and I said, look, what I think RFC needs is a face in the community. RFC needs a personality. RFC needs a big spotlight shined on it to show the amazing things that we do here. Because I believe in the work that we do. And so everything that we do under my leadership is about projecting that into the community, which is why, hopefully, if we are successful, you see more events that bring the community here. We have more partnerships with other nonprofits and other for-profit organizations here in town. Of course, now we have Chef Nima and her team running the bistro, and Chef Nima, she's done all right for herself. She's been on Food Network a couple of times.
Yes.
And so she's a legitimate celebrity chef. And so those are the kinds of things that we want, because, I'll be honest with you, Jerrick. One of the things that is important for me is for the people that come through the door here at RFC, they need to reflect our entire community. And so we have a challenge in our town, in our region, where some people feel like this is for me, but this isn't for me. I can go here, but I'm not welcome here. And I don't like that. I like the idea of everybody being welcome at RFC. I don't care if you're black, you're white, you're gay, straight, conservative, liberal, whatever. If we can come and just be respectful and share experiences, we don't have to agree on everything. But we can do that in a respectful way, then I think that's a job done for us.
And you definitely have been doing that. I see you around in the community a lot with a lot of the events that you are a part of, and you really do your best to make people feel welcome. You're very, very much in tune with the community of how things go.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to come in and talk to you about what you do over here at the Robinson Film Center, because I'm a fan of Robinson Film Center.
Well, thank you.
Like, I might be here a couple couple of times throughout the year.
Well, I would tell you, like for Cine Noir, our Black Film Festival that we've done,
Mhm.
2 years now, and we're doing the third year in a month. Shout out to Christy from Mahogany Media. I've seen you here. You come to the screenings. You experience Cine Noir in the way that we want other people to experience
Yes.
it. I have seen you sit in the audience and legitimately have like you go on a spiritual journey, and you at the end of it you ask questions, but you walk away with something more than when you walked in, and that to me is really important.
Yes, I've been enjoying her film festivals, and because I love movies, I just love to sit down and watch movies. So just to sit down and watch movies that I haven't seen,
Yeah.
or just to sit in on a movie that I have seen and to be a part of the conversation,
Yes,
has
absolutely.
been very enlightening for me.
Yeah.
And she recently proposed something to me that I want to speak on here on the Little
Okay,
Tea Time
yeah.
today. She's interested in doing a screening of Moonlight.
Yes.
And asked me to be sort of a curator for that
Yeah.
particular night, and I accepted it already.
Yeah.
I want to be her curator for that because it's just a bigger deal.
Absolutely, yeah. And Moonlight is a very important film.
Yes.
There are not a lot of queer films that focus on the Black community,
Mhm.
right? And it's something where like culturally, it's the same thing in Trinidad. I think there is less understanding and less overall acceptance of the queer community,
Mhm.
right? Which is unfortunate because, like many things, if you just sit and you talk and you realize this is just another person sitting across from you,
Mhm.
and then a lot of that stuff goes away, right? And again, that is sort of the point of showing films like that. And so we're excited about possibly bringing it to Cine Noir this year. So
Yes.
we've requested it, right? But we have to make sure that we can get the right sit. So fingers crossed.
Hey, we need this.
We need it. It's an important film.
need
We
it.
need people to see it. Yeah.
It's a great one. That
Yeah.
movie, the year that movie came out was the year I put my first book out in the Coming Full Circle series. So
Right. Yeah.
that movie was very inspirational for me to do what I needed to do as an artist. So I'm very appreciative for that.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that.
Great segue to this next question.
Mhm.
How have your priorities changed since you started the business of operating here with RSC?
Well, we are a nonprofit, so we always you start with a plan, and then a bunch of stuff goes wrong,
Mhm.
and then you kind of figure it out. I think the big thing is sort of realizing. I think for us, we are always looking at change as part of our operational mandate, right?
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is we are willing to try new things. We're willing to have new partnerships, to work with different groups. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes, something sticks and we do it again, like Cine Noir is a success,
Mhm.
There are other ones that we tried that maybe didn't work out, but I think we are always willing to change and adapt. And if something hits and it strikes a chord and it is beneficial for the community, then we are willing to change the way that we do it and continue to do more of that.
Yes. And also a great segue to this next question. What were some challenges you've overcome on your journey as you have been running the day-to-day here at RSC?
The running a nonprofit is really challenging because you never have enough time, you never have enough money, and you never have enough people, right? So running a nonprofit is always a labor of love. I don't care what industry you're in,
Mhm.
what you do, what you provide to the community. But we also know that that's really important. The work that we do is really important. So there have been challenging times. Last year was a tough year for nonprofits all over this country, but particularly for arts nonprofits.
Mhm.
We took a beating, right? But we're still here. We're still hanging in there. We're trying to do our thing. We have people who are big supporters of what we do, and so that just keeps us going. Yeah.
I like that. I like that you have not been beaten by the system that
Yeah.
is in place
Yeah.
for the creatives in the art community to have to continue to flourish and not be so overwhelmed by
Yeah.
how things can turn out.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing to see that you're really out here, boots on the ground, for a lot of things that are very important to the art community, especially with film.
Yeah.
Segue to this next question. How do you define success?
Oh man, that's a tough question to ask. I think if I had to define success for RFC, it would be that we had a day where we had our doors open and we had the community come in and they left here with something more than when they walked in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Today is a perfect example of it, just a typical day at RFC where this morning we had a group of high schoolers come in and our education director did a field trip program with them in our theater. We have people who come to the bistro to have great cuisine that they may not be able to get somewhere else. We're showing movies downstairs. We are showing Hamnet, which is now an Oscar-nominated film, just came out this morning. And so, like, we are able to interact with our community in so many different ways, and all of those ways are positive.
Yes.
And so that, to me, is how we define success. When people engage with us and they leave with more than they started before they engaged with us, that's success.
Yes. Prime example of that too was the Lead Belly
Yeah.
show that you just hosted here. That was a really great show.
Yeah, it was a surprisingly for me, I didn't realize how emotional of a night it would be for a lot of people. And that's a local story, and there were people in that audience who were like, I grew up in Shreveport. I didn't know Lead Belly was from Shreveport, right? And I always tell people, it's one thing when you say, hey, this person that I know is great, right? It's one thing. But when people who are respected, people like Janis Joplin and BB King and all those guys, they're like, oh no, Lead Belly, that is my stuff. That's what I listen to. When they say that, then people go, oh, wait a minute, that's a real thing. And then to have the family in there to talk about his legacy and the work that they're doing to continue his legacy, and then on top of that, having live musical performances, all of that in our theater, man, it doesn't get better than that.
It was a fantastic show. And for me, as a native of Shreveport, have always seen Lead Belly's images around the city. Have always heard his name, but to hear and see his story that was also a spiritual thing for people who, if you did not know who he was, to sit in the room and hear the story. It's the most inspiring thing ever. And so I wanted to just tell you thank you for even being in the space for that to happen here. That was a huge deal for us. And so even for me as a young person, to have a space to come in, to hear the stories, to meet his family members, to hear the music that they sung for us, it was very inspiring. And just because we had the space, we were able to go back in time and being able to bring it to the forefront of where we are currently today. So I appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
Yes. What's the best advice you can give to someone thinking about starting a business or pursuing their dream?
So I think the best advice that I can give is to always be curious. Always be willing to ask questions. I think we're programmed, especially in today's society, to to pretend like we have an opinion on everything, like we have to have a position on something. My contention is I love saying I don't know. Sometimes I don't know the answer, and I love saying that because what that means is the next thing I say is, well, why is this the way it is? Or how can I learn more about this? And that has helped me, particularly in my career, where I've had many amazing opportunities. I've had opportunities to do things that I really wasn't qualified for. Like for me, someone with an MBA becoming an Emmy nominated producer, that happened because I was willing to learn and to keep asking questions and to not let my ego be big enough that I'm not willing to sit and ask. Like I could learn something from anybody, right? Whether it's a 4-year old or somebody who's 100 years old. We can all learn from each other. That is the beauty and the magic of being able to communicate with each other, to share things with each other, to sit down and talk to each other. And so keep that alive. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be afraid to fail. Failure, I think, is something that people frown upon. I have learned, as someone who's good at making mistakes, right? I have learned to embrace failure in a way where if I fail at something, I try to use that as an opportunity for growth, to figure out, well, what could I have done better? What went wrong, and to analyze it. So I think those are the two big things. Like, don't be afraid to stumble, and always keep that curiosity about you.
I like that. It's basically, in so many words, life is going to happen anyway.
Oh yeah, big time.
Whether we play a part in it or not, it's about how do we maintain when that happens.
Yes.
Do we get off the horse?
Right.
Evaluate what we can do better. Take the lessons that we've learned and get back on the horse and keep going.
Yep.
So we have to be mindful of those things. Can you give us your favorite quote in mind?
Oh man. I don't really have like inspirational quotes that I use. I mean, a lot of the quotes that I love are from movies, right? I think this is gonna sound like nobody's gonna get anything useful out of this, but like my favorite movie quote is a line from The Exorcist, it has nothing to do with like demonic stuff. This is like at the beginning where they're filming a movie, and the actor is talking to the director, and she's asking like, why am I doing this? What is my motivation in this scene? And his response to her was, shall we summon the writer? And he said this in this British accent. And so that is something that I use to inspire myself. Like when I'm trying to get into a creative space, when I'm sitting down to write, when I'm sitting down to be just like creative. It's a process that I go through. I have, my playlists that I queue up. I have a lava lamp that I turn on, and then I say to myself, shall we summon the writer? So that's more of a personal thing, right? Again, probably doesn't mean anything to anybody, but it's just again a tongue-in-cheek way for me to kind of remind myself that I'm about to get into a specific place. And because imagination and creativity, like when you are willing to explore those, it's a way for you to go to like a really special place that you probably don't get to play. And I love being in my imagination because it's like a whole world that is just mine, and I can move around, I can build things, I can tear them down, I can try different things. And so going to that place, like it's not just an intellectual journey for me, it's an emotional journey. Like I feel excited when I start doing that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, got it. To the next question, can you tell us 3 things you like to see better in our community?
Ooh, oh man, that's a good question. So, well, the first thing I want to see is more representation, more sharing, right? So again, that thing that I mentioned of this is for me, this is not for me. As someone who comes from another place, I think that's ridiculous. Like I come from a country where we share culture. So like my country is 45% African descent, 45% Indian descent, and then some European and Asian influence mixed in there. We celebrate everybody's like holidays and celebrations. Like I grew up celebrating Diwali just as much as I celebrated Christmas, right? And so I believe that, if something's available, like we should all be able to participate. So I want to see more of that in Shreveport. I want people, when they look at a place or they look at an event, they go, I don't care what the color of my skin is, that I can go there and be a part of that and share that. So that's one thing. The second thing is that I want this town to be less siloed. I think people in Shreveport, Bossier, they do a lot of great things, but everybody wants to reinvent the wheel. I think it was Theron Jackson who said, everybody wants to be a leader, but nobody wants to follow. But you can't just have, if everyone's a leader, then that means it's just everybody's just doing the same thing over and over. And so I want to see more collaboration. I want people to be willing to instead of starting up their own music festival, why don't you look at an existing music festival and support that? Figure out a way to partner with them, right? And then the third thing, and this is the biggest one, is that I wish that people in this community would have more pride in where they live and work. Because, like the Lead Belly thing, we have so many amazing things in this community. We have so many bits of wonderful history and legacy from Shreveport Bossier. Elvis Has Left the Building was coined here. Lead Belly is from Shreveport. There's so many great stories and things that happen here. People who invented things that are from this area, and we forget so quickly all the good stuff, and then we focus on all the negative stuff, and that's just not fair. It's not fair to us ourselves, because what we do is when we look in the mirror, we're not looking at everything. We're not looking, and it's okay. Like there's always good and bad no matter where you live, right? But if you are only focusing on bad, then your town is never gonna be great, because you have already decided that that's it. This is our ceiling. So no matter all these other great things that happen, I mean, look at that wall behind me. There are Oscar winners on that wall from Shreveport. There are Emmy winners on that wall from Shreveport. There's Mona Bowman up there, and she's working on all kinds of movies, doing hair and makeup. I mean, and that's why I made sure that we put this here, because I want people, when they walk through these doors and come into the restaurant, they look up on the wall and they're like, oh, that happened here in Shreveport. Oh, that person's from Shreveport. I know that person. And again, it's like, again, as an outsider, I'm like, man, what is wrong with everybody here? Like, there's so much cool stuff in this town, but we are all kind of like busy talking about the wrong things. I think it's important to focus on things that could be improved, but you also have to focus on the good, because when you look at good things that have happened, it allows you to be aspirational, and it gives you a target. And it actually helps you fix those things that need to be fixed, because everybody's pulling in a positive direction.
So I like that.
Yeah.
It's literally, I'm just saying, just think about what good we already have.
Yeah.
And how we can build on top of the good we have already.
Yeah.
So I like that answer. I know that you're saying that y'all are a nonprofit here over at the Robinson Film Center. How can people get involved with what's going on over here?
Well, that's the cool thing about RFC. Unlike most nonprofits, there are so many different ways you can support RFC. The thing that people need to understand is that every a part of every dollar spent at RFC goes towards our education programming, which we offer to the community at or below cost, right? So if you come to the bistro to have a meal, you don't even have to care about movies. You can help our community by having a meal here, and you're just gonna happen to have an amazing meal with some great staff and all of
Mm.
that, right? Watch a movie, become a member. We have a membership program where you can get discounted tickets and concessions throughout the year. You get free tickets and a bunch of coupons and stuff like that. You can make a donation. You can support one of our fundraisers. You can come to an event here. We have wine tastings every month. If you're into something, we probably have an event or a screening that's exciting for you. For women, one of the things that we do here is we have a monthly series called Heels and Reels, which is a safe space for women to come and eat and drink and have a good time and then go watch a movie together, right? Programs like Cine Noir where we highlight the best of Black cinema out North LA, where we showcase queer cinema. There, if you have an area of interest, I can guarantee you look at our website, robinsonfilmcenter.org, and you can find something that's meaningful for you. And when you show up here and when you tell people about it, that supports us and that helps us keep doing the things that we do.
Mhm. And I like the fact that if I miss an event or if I miss a film or something, and I hit the people up over here, they're like, "No, we got you covered."
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a big deal for us. Like we try to know the people that come here. It's less. We try to be less transactional than going to say a big budget or like a Cineplex
Mm.
or a chain restaurant or something like that. We try to remember people's names. We try to make that connection because that makes it more meaningful for them to come to this space. I mean, we are in downtown Shreveport, and so we have to incentivize people to come down here and make them feel special when they walk through the door. So that's a big deal. And thank you for
Yeah,
saying that and recognizing that because we work really hard to do that.
and they really do.
Yeah.
It is a big deal for me. Like I come over here a couple of times a month, maybe, and every time I come, they pretty much know who I am.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, you are a character. If you
Right.
walk into a space, we know it's Jerrick. So, but no, but to that point, I mean, again, like when we talk about planning for Cine Noir, like when Christy and me and the rest of the team, when we sit down and talk, we bring your name up all the time, right? Because again, you are sort of that poster child for someone who really gets what we want people to get out of the experience. And so that's how much we focus on that stuff. That is how meaningful it is for us. It's not just about showing a bunch of Spike Lee movies. No, it's about, like you said, it's about the conversation after. What does this film mean? Where was Spike Lee, like spiritually, mentally, when he made the movie Bamboozled, right? Right? And like,
It was deep.
exactly. And so, like, there's so many things that go into movies, and there's so many ways that you can look at a film and look at narrative filmmaking and deconstruct it and find meaning in it. Those are the kinds of conversations that we want people to have when they come here, whether it's after the film in the theater with the Q&A session or just up here in the bistro after you come and sit and have a drink and unpack a lot of what you just saw.
Mm.
Yeah.
Leads me to my final question. What would be your wish for the next generation?
Whew. I will say, I think I want Gen Z and Gen Alpha in particular. I think they've already started wrapping their heads around the fact that whether you identify as straight or queer or black, white, whatever, I think they are less interested in separation than older generations are, right? So that's inspiring. But I think what I want for our next generation is to remember that as human beings, we thrive the most when we sit in spaces and talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Being on a device is great. You can connect with the world. I can get on my phone right now and talk to my friends back home in Trinidad or talk to somebody in Europe um, instantaneously, right? But while that's great, that is not the entirety of the human experience.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting down together, breaking bread together, watching a movie in a theater with a group of people, you cannot replicate that sitting at home with your DoorDash, watching an iPad.
Mhm.
It does not compare.
Mhm.
It is that in its own right is a nice experience, but it's not the entirety of how I think people should consume entertainment. Because at the end of the day, we are social creatures, and we need to interact with other people to get the best out of life.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. With that being said, I have my game that I play for a little tea time.
Okay.
It is called Candy or Corn.
Okay. All right.
And I want to invite the viewers at home, y'all can play Candy or Corn with us. I'm going to ask you about these candies.
Okay.
And
Okay.
if you would eat said candy,
Uh-huh.
you can say candy. If you would not eat said candy, you
All right.
can say corn.
All right.
And y'all can play along with us by also simply putting your comments down in the comment section. All right. First candy
Mhm.
up is the York's Peppermint Patty.
Ooh, I'm not a big mint and chocolate fan. I know that's a hot take, so I'm gonna say corn on that one. I'm sorry, everybody. This is more for you.
That part. Next candy up is 100 grams.
That's candy. That's candy. I'll crush that.
That part. Snickers,
Candy.
M&M's,
Candy.
Mike and Ike's.
Depends on my physical state. So that's kind of like on the line. It could go either way. It
Okay.
just depends on the mood I'm in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Lemon heads.
Same. But that's more corn. That's just not my vibe. That's more corn. I mean, it's good, but I have to be like in the mood for it.
That part. Twix.
Candy.
Skittles.
Candy.
Sour Patch Kids.
Candy.
And the final candy is candy corn.
Hot take time. I will crush some candy corn. I don't care. That's candy. That's candy and corn.
I was just going to say, he's one of your people. He is not one of our people. He's one of your people.
More for me. More for me.
Because we're
Yeah.
I am not a
Yeah.
candy corn person.
Yeah.
I will happily trade with you.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's candy or corn. Thank you for playing.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
I have to get into my tea spill because I do spill tea around here.
Alrighty.
And other things that are going on.
Yeah.
And because I am in said theater, I do have a lot of things in theater that I am going to be talking about here today. I'm going to start off with the 50th anniversary of Cornbread, Earl, and Me.
Man. Yeah.
It is amazing that I can even sit down and talk about this movie
Mm-hmm.
because I sat down and got into this movie, and then I was done when they shot Cornbread.
Yeah.
I was like, yep, done. We see this on the news every day.
Right. Isn't it crazy that you are watching a film that was made 50 years ago,
Yeah.
and it not only does it still feel relevant, right, but it still can hit you at that emotional core, and that is the beauty of film. Yeah, for better or worse.
Yes,
for better or
it
worse.
did. And I was like, yeah, this one.
Yeah.
But in that, I wanted to shout out Lawrence Fishburne,
Oh yeah.
who is, according to the Quintessential Gentleman magazine, the inaugural James Earl Jones Award for
man.
Voice Arts Awards.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
So, again, Lawrence Fishburne, congratulations, because you're doing great things in
Yeah.
film time.
Yeah. And he's Morpheus in The Matrix, which we're showing next week.
Ah.
Yeah. So
See,
you get to see. Have you ever seen Matrix on the
yeah,
big screen?
I have all of the movies at
There you,
home.
but have you ever seen it on the big screen?
I have seen
There
it on the
you
big
go.
screen.
I mean, it's,
But to come and see it again,
there
I'll
you
come and
go.
see it
There
again
you
because it's
go.
one of my favorite movies
There
in
you
the
go.
world.
There you go.
And there's talk of another Matrix film. There's like they're talking about doing the
fifth
Matrix
one.
Awakening.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
And I was talking about that last week on Tea Time where Keanu Reeves is supposed to be coming back
Okay.
for Neo in this film. And I'm here for that film because I have all of the movies already. And I just need that one to complete the collection. So definitely looking forward to this
All
next
right.
Matrix film.
All right.
Also talking about film, the 40th anniversary of Color Purple.
Yeah.
It is astounding to be talking about the 40th anniversary of said film because this film has shifted culture.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and put a lot of people on the map. I mean, that sort of put Oprah Winfrey into another category of human being.
Yes,
and people are like, oh, she's got deep range to, and of course, Danny Glover is just great. So yeah, that's a good one.
Fishburne, who was also in this film.
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey, of course, and Auntie Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh yeah.
Just had to celebrate them this week. So congratulations to y'all on all of your success. As y'all know, Versus and Vibes Poetry Slam is tomorrow night. I am hosting this event and I am so excited to bring poets back to the stage this week that we get to shout poetry with y'all. We're going to be out at the Pomoja Arts Cultural Center. And y'all, we are excited to put on a show for y'all. So don't want to miss that. The flyers are circulating on my social media. I will be posting more posts today. If y'all missed any of those posts so far, so don't miss it. Now, also, I've been talking about the Iced Up Photography hosting a casting call, and I am here to announce that he still has not made the announcement just yet, but I am keeping my eyes and ears open for that official announcement date. So y'all keep your eyes and ears open for that. He will be looking for fresh faces, unique personalities, and bold styles. Ages 18 plus, all backgrounds are welcome. Bring your best self and your headshot if your headshot is available, and do not miss it. All right. Okay. I'm going to skip around a little bit because some of these things I've talked about all week, and I just want to kind of keep the focus on the things that are happening in film right now. So, as y'all know, Damson Idris is allegedly joining the Black Panther film cast in the Marvel Comics universe.
Yep.
I'm here for this. I'm here for this because he's going to get to play T'Challa's son in said next Black Panther film. So I'm looking forward to that film because, hey, I put the outfit on for him today. And I want to see what Damson Idris is going to do because he's already doing great work. And this film has already been doing great numbers with Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan just killing the game. Yeah. And they announced today that Sinners has 16 nominations for the Oscars, for the Academy Award Oscars. Now y'all know I'm a Sanders fan anyway.
So we're gonna try to bring that drink cinema. Just
do it. Just do it. Ryan, we just want your permission to show it here at the Robinson Film Center.
Yep.
Because the movie it's doing great numbers right now. Yeah. And we got to see it again. I can watch Sinners all day long.
Agreed.
Literally all day long. So definitely don't want to miss that. Also, The Last Airbenders returns on Netflix this year. So if y'all are fans of The Last Airbender, they are coming back. And I am excited because I love that movie. And so it's either going to be a series, and the series is going to be great if it is a great series. I want to see what Aang and all of the cast is going to do in said show. So y'all don't want to miss that. There is also talks of Jamie Foxx is confirming the script for Spawn.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
Good.
we know what Michael J. White did for said film. So we're looking forward to seeing what you are going to bring to the table for said film as well, Jamie Foxx. So y'all stay tuned for that. Don't want to miss it. I'm gonna get into the House of Lead Belly. We just talked about that a little bit, and again, I wanted to elaborate on it in my tea spill. This film, this documentary was well made. It was a labor of love, and I'm just happy that again I get to talk about it here on A Little Tea Time from Miss Joan Baez, Harry Belafonte, BB King.
Yeah.
They put their stamp of approval on this doc for said Shreveport native and superstar himself, Mr. Lead Belly. Y'all, when y'all get an opportunity, get over to Amazon Prime and Apple TV, and y'all can check out
And
this documentary.
we're talking to the Lead Belly Foundation about bringing it back to RFC for at least a week. So
Y'all are hearing it here first.
fingers crossed. Yep.
They may be bringing it back over here to the Robinson Film Center. So when that is made as an announcement, you don't want to miss that next one. And keep me posted, and I can get that out to the public as soon as possible. Now, finally, because I have been talking about this TV show forever, a Different World sequel series cast has announced that Jasmine Guy, Kadeem Harrison, if you like this Daryl M. Bell, stay and tuned to what's Summer. Next. And thank you, my royal subscribers, for tuning into this episode of A Little Tea Time. Love you guys. Peace. Be well.